Dwight Eisenhower did not rise because he was loud, charismatic, or politically ambitious. He rose because institutions under strain needed someone who could be trusted. In just 2 years, Eisenhower moved from colonel to supreme Allied commander of the largest military coalition in history by solving problems, managing egos, and keeping alliances intact under extreme pressure. When we talk today about border enforcement and the rule of law, the debate feels new, urgent, emotional, unprecedented. But these questions are not new. They've confronted every modern democracy. So we turn to a man who commanded armies, governed cautiously, and whose response to an immigration crisis was fast, visible, and unmistakable. President Dwight D. Eisenhower.
As president, Dwight Eisenhower authorized one of the largest federal enforcement operations of the 20th century to address unlawful border crossings, while also expanding legal labor programs and warning against disorder in execution. Eisenhower repeatedly argued that laws left unenforced weaken public trust, but he also cautioned that enforcement without discipline, oversight, and moral restraint risks becoming a threat to liberty itself. And in private, Eisenhower warned that selective enforcement was the most dangerous approach of all, because when people believe laws are applied unevenly, respect for authority collapses everywhere.
Eisenhower's authority came from integrity, the belief that order mattered, that systems required enforcement to function, and that power had to be exercised calmly or not at all. He knew immigration enforcement would cause pain. He accepted that cost as already baked into years of inaction, not because he enjoyed it, but because he believed ambiguity was worse.
A nation that establishes laws but lacks the resolve to enforce them invites disorder, and with disorder comes the temptation to govern by impulse rather than in principle. Yet enforcement is not a license for excess. Authority must be exercised with discipline, clarity, and restraint, or it ceases to be lawful authority at all. The purpose of enforcement is not punishment for its own sake. It is to preserve order, fairness, and confidence, so that a free people may govern themselves without fear or chaos.
Eisenhower understood power, and he understood its limits. He believed that law must mean something, or it means nothing at all. And he believed that how a nation enforces its laws matters just as much as whether it does. Sometimes the most serious leaders enforce policies they personally dislike because the cost of breaking the system is higher.